In the wake of the Viper's hiss, the snake pit comes alive to mark the beginning of a quest for glory, a pursuit shared by 16 teams, all vying for marble sports stardom. Hello everybody, my name is Ramen Powder and I am delighted to welcome you to Team Quadrilla Marble League Season 5. Hosted by the Venomous Vipers, today marks the first of 16 events where by the end of it, one team will emerge as champions. To kickstart the season, we have balancing, a staple of the Quadrilla Marble League, but the last time it was the season opener, all the way back in Season 1. 4 marbles will descend down the beam for each team, each getting a point total of 1 to 20. The highest total team score will get the win by the end of it, and there you can see how the points are distributed. The beam getting narrower towards the end, that's where the points really ramp up. If you get to the end, you get 20 points. The Queen Serpentine, the mascot of the season, looking wistfully over the rest of the competitors, and we're going to show it how it's done with the Copperheads in the demonstration run. The first one of the main tournament to show how a balancing run goes. One marble will get, I think, to a 12 there. That 3-block wide row gives you a 12. 2-block wide row gives you a 15, but I don't think that one marble reached it. And no, it's only a 12 for Pit Viper. The other 3, only a 6 or a 5, so only 29 for the Copperheads. I imagine we'll be seeing better distances from most of the main competitors. The Venomous Vipers, the hosts of Season 5. Not the greatest team in balancing. We'll see if this reverse lineup can change something for them. A very consistent effort for the Venomous Vipers. All of them getting close to the narrow section. They will have a couple of 12s in there, maybe even a 15. No finishers though, but 41 to show for it to start things off. 9, 12, 12, and 8. That is a very respectable total in balancing. And they will be very pleased with that. You can see celebrating already after the first run. Now the Golden Cheeses, the defending champions and defending winners of balancing. High expectations led by Mozzarella. Of course, they are sticking to what they know best. 3 marbles go off very quickly though. One of them, the Anchor Parmesan, will get to the end, but really salvaging what would have been an absolute embarrassment for the Golden Cheeses. 3 marbles completely fell apart at the beginning there. They will get a full 20 though, and that is the first finisher of the day. So we'll see what this works out for them. Just a 30 total, despite having 20. The other 3 marbles combined only for a 10. Well, that is not a good run, surprisingly, from the Golden Cheeses. Now the Deep Divers, defending 3rd place from Season 4. We'll see how they can do here. 2 marbles go off early once again, but they will have one finisher. Once again, the Anchor Shipwreck does get the full 20 points. Their other marble, 3rd marble, Coral, also getting fairly down. That's going to be a 12 or a 15. So this is looking like a pretty good run for the Deep Divers, even if it doesn't match the consistency of the Venomous Vipers. What's it going to be? 42 points by 1 point. They have beaten the Venomous Vipers. With a pair of 5s with a 12 and the full 20 by their anchor, they have taken the lead. And the Deep Divers are very pleased with how they've done here. Now the Rosebloods, 4th place last season, also 2nd place in balancing last season, 2nd to the Golden Cheeses. 1 marble, 2 marbles go off early on the far side. Their other 2 do get to the narrow section though. That does salvage something, but once again we're seeing quite a lot of inconsistency plaguing these runs. What's it going to be here? Just 29 for the Rosebloods. Only one of them actually reached the 12, and that really hurt them, with the other marbles, even one getting a 3. So that is even worse than the Golden Cheeses. Now the Pumpkin Patch in run number 5. First time in the A division. Topped the qualifiers though, so there are high expectations for them. Once again 2 marbles go off early. This time to opposite sides, but they will have 2 marbles getting to the narrow section. Is that going to be 2 12s? I think one of them definitely got to the 12, and the other one did as well. But only a 30 for the Pumpkin Patch. 1 2 and 1 4, dragging the team down. They're only sitting in 4th place, tied with the Golden Cheeses, but losing out on the tiebreaker. Now the Bobble Squad, a team that has won balancing before back in Season 2. We'll see how this works out for them. None of the marbles really fall off very early, but also I don't think any of them reached the narrow section. Did that one marble actually get to the 12? It's very close between a 12 and a 9. And it's going to be scored as a 9, so it's just 28. 7, 6, 6, and 9. Fairly consistent, but all falling off before the narrow section. That is dead last thus far. Teams really struggling compared to what we've seen in balancing in the past. What can the Efficient Eggs do? Also coming from the B division. All of the marbles staying on for a fair bit. And they will have at least one marble making the 12, but once again, no finishers. I don't think any marbles reaching the 15 either. A lot of these ones being capped at a 12 for an individual total. Oh, one marble came very close to a 15. But that is still good enough for third place, comfortably ahead of everyone below them as well. Bacon Brawlers, another team coming from the B division. Last time they were in A division all the way back in Season 1, so we'll see how they can do here. Again, very inconsistent, but one marble gets very far. Not quite 20 points for them, but I think that's Bacon getting to either a 12 or a 15. And it is a 15 for Bacon, but still 2 threes means that they're only in 5th place with 30 points right now. So halfway done with the event, the Deep Divers stand at the top with 42 points, just further 1 down to Venomous Vipers and further 2 down from them to the Efficient Eggs. The top 3 really in a class of their own thus far. We'll see what the Valley Dashers can do in the 9th run to kick off the second half. They've podiumed in this event before. Oh, some collisions towards the end there, but all of them going very far down the beam. All 4 of the marbles reaching the narrow section, and despite so many runs being inconsistent before this, the paradigm of consistency, 51 points, and they will take the lead. Despite no finishers with 3 12s and a 15, the Valley Dashers demolish the current leader, and they will take the lead. The Valley Dashers should be on course for at least a medal here. We'll see what Team Atlantic can do. Manatee being subbed in at the back. We'll see if they can salvage something here. Oh, one marble. Will they get to the end? Yes, they will. Manatee, the reserve member. Some contact there with Dolphin, but it helps them stay true to the center and get the full 20 points. That's the first finisher we've seen in a long time, and that means this run will be pretty good. How will it challenge? Oh, just 40 points. Also a 4 and a 7 in there, dragging their team down a bit, but still, that's good enough for 4th place, just under the Deep Divers and the Venomous Vipers. Green Supreme, another team that has medaled in balancing before. 1 balancing back in Season 3. 1 marble goes off pretty early. All 4 of them go off to the near side, but 3 of their marbles reaching the narrow section, and that looked pretty good from the Green Supreme. This could challenge the Valley Dashers, perhaps. I'm not sure. All of the Valley Dashers were so consistent. And 43 points, 2nd place, just about, will beat the Deep Divers. They slot into 2nd place. The Green Supreme, coming off marble invites where they did not do well in balancing, happy to return to form in this event. And now we make way for the Shadow Riders, getting into the final few runs of the day. Led by Silhouette with Nightfall the reserve in the back. A very quick descent for them, and Silhouette the captain does make it to the end. But another run plagued by inconsistency. The other marbles, I don't think any of them reached the narrow section. In fact, all of them fell off pretty early for the Shadow Riders. So despite getting a full 20, that's really going to carry the run. Kind of like what we saw with the Golden Cheeses back in the second run. A 20, a 6, a 4, and a 4 means that's only 34. That puts them in 7th out of 12 thus far. Not the greatest run from the Shadow Riders. Now, Poison Ivy. Team that has gotten 3rd and 4th before in the Team Quadrilla Marble League. Only 11th place last season. Never medaled in balancing. Ooh, 2 marbles getting very quickly ahead of the back 2. And it seemed to be a decent run for them. Another inconsistent one. 2 of the marbles falling off kind of early. But none of the marbles under 6. But none of the marbles above 12 either. So it's only 32. Slots them right behind the Shadow Riders in 8th place. 3 runs to go to see if anyone can surpass the Valley Dashers. Maze Runners, led by Starch here. Oh, who will go completely off and solo one of their other marbles, but the other 2 go very far, and one of them will get to the end. The Maze Runners. Finishers have been few and far between here, but the Maze Runners will get one of them to the end. That should net a pretty good score for them, especially compared to some of the other inconsistent runs that didn't have a finisher. But a 2 and a 4 drags them down to a 38. Still, that's good enough for 7th place, just barely in the top half provisionally. Just 2 runs left. This means the Valley Dashers are guaranteed a podium. The Cold Fusion in the 15th run, also returning back since Season 2 was the last time they were in. 2 marbles go off fairly early. The other 2 try to go far, but no one can reach the 15 or the 20. So it's going to be a very mediocre run for the Cold Fusion, a team that has also struggled in balancing before. Last place in the B Division last season. And 10th place it is for the Cold Fusion out of 15. This means the Green Supreme are also guaranteed a podium, and now it's down to the Treat Fleet to see if they can beat the Valley Dashers. Caramel in front, Toffee in back. They have 1 balancing back in the Season 1 B Division. 3 marbles go off very early. 1 marble does get to the narrow section. but with 3 early losses, this is not going to challenge. It's not going to challenge for the gold. It is not going to challenge for the medals. In fact, 26-12, 4-6-4, that is dead last in the final run of the day. Disastrous for the Treat Fleet, but that means the Valley Dashers, with all 4 of their marbles getting to the narrow section, they commandingly will win the first event of Team Quadrilla Marble League in Season 5. Green Supreme will get the silver, and the Deep Divers will get the bronze. So the Valley Dashers are your championship leaders after the first event. 25 points for their gold medal, 20 to the Green Supreme, 15 to the Deep Divers, and the Venomous Vipers as the home team net a nice 12 points for their 4th place. And looking at the Captain's Championship of just the 8 team events, the standings are of course the same here as well. The tone has been set for the Team Quadrilla Marble League. We'll see how it goes from here, but we'll be back next week for the second event, the relay race.